at his attacker. Oh my god, he shot him! Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome to If One Thing Changed. So I was just browsing on itch.io or itch.io and I came across this game. It looked really interesting to me and the description for it was if you had a chance to make a different decision in your life. And I don't know exactly what the decisions we're going to make, but I know there are multiple endings to this. Before we get started, if you guys would like to check out the game yourself, there's a link in the description. I'll have links to the creators' pages as well if you want to go follow them on social media and stuff like that and support their games. Alright, let's get started. This story may contain situations that you may find uncomfortable. The story is completely fictional and it's not based on experiences neither I or anyone have ever met. If you are sensitive to realistic situations, I would not recommend you play this game. There are no images to adjust music or sound. Okay. I'm already intrigued by what the decisions can be. Mom and Dad are fighting. Again. It feels like every day now. And obviously, it is about me, again. What'd you do? Why does it feel like this is all my fault? That I have done everything wrong. It really feels as if it was not long ago. Not long ago that all three of us were happy. Oh no, this is gonna be so sad. Oh no! Sweetie, it's dinner time! I love food. Always have. Looked forward to all my meals and snacks and candy. I quickly ran to the table. As I sat down, a plate was set in front of me. Mashed potatoes, peas, and a juicy pork chop was placed in front of me. I loved mashed potatoes and Dad's famous pork chops. Really any kind of meat, but his pork chops were my favorite. Peas, on the other hand, I did not really like. I pushed away the plate, leaving me only peas spread across the plate. Moving them around doesn't count as eating them. Eat them as well, so you'll grow to be smart and pretty. Oh, I don't like it when people say that to their kids, like, not the growing part, but like, you'll be pretty part. Like, shouldn't you, isn't it more important that your kid is healthy? Like, what the fuck? I pushed away the plate with only peas remaining. Honey, you need to eat those to help you become a very smart girl. Oh, okay. Like, when I was a kid, like, my mom would always tell me, like, eat your food. Well, she wouldn't say, like, eat your food to grow up. It would be, like, stop wasting the food. People out there are starving, you know, food. Like, you know what I mean? That's how you know you're an Asian family. When, like, I feel like that's a fucking stereotype when Asian parents are just, like, if you don't eat, people in other countries are starving and you're not eating the food, you're wasting it. Like, I know that's the only way they could get me to eat food. Like, I'm not a picky eater. I always ate everything anyway. So... if I was in this situation, I'd probably eat it, if I'm being completely honest. I never liked peas, but they were never that bad. I usually had a fit over them, but I believed my mother when she said it would make me smart. I was such a gullible child, but it made my mom smile. I remember school being a different story. I was cute, but also kind of a tomboy. Oh no! Okay, this can either go two ways. This person is either trying to be their own self, but like this person saying like they were very tomboyish. There's nothing wrong with that, whatever your image is. But either people saw them as like, oh, you can't be like that because I'm just assuming that this person is a girl and they're just like, you can't be that way because you're a girl. You know, the stupid, like, you have to fit the girly stereotype and whatever. And it's really dumb. It's either that or this person is transgendered. They came out and it didn't go very well for them, and people can't accept the fact that they don't identify as female or anything like that. That's what I'm assuming so far. There was this one time, once at school during recess. Boy, do I miss having those. The time to play and run around when no one would tell you that you had things to do. Hey, come play with us! I was so surprised. I was new in the school and I felt that I was already making friends, which made me happy and, well, eager to please. I was more than willing to go follow my new friend. over to a couple of other children at the side of the school. Once I got there, they were gathering a small rocks for whatever reason, so I joined in to help gather rocks. I did not know how it happened, but we changed from collecting rocks to throwing them. Uh-oh. Next thing I knew, a window was broken. It wasn't me! Hell, I didn't even throw a rock yet. Next thing I heard was... I can't get in trouble! My mommy will be so mad at me! Please, say you did it! You're my best friend, please! I never had a best friend before. Teachers rushed over to us almost screaming. Are you kids okay? Who broke the window? Why were you kids throwing rocks? You were in so much trouble. He rattled on so quickly I couldn't follow how angry he was. I had to decide quickly. Oh my god! Okay. When I was a kid, like, I was very quiet, so I didn't say anything. Even if, like, people, like, even if my friends got in trouble, I didn't really talk. So, oh my god! Tell the truth or take the— Fuck you! You know what? I'm not taking this shit! Fuck off. She threw the rock, I said. I pointed at my new friend. As soon as I did, the other kids pointed in agreement that it was her. Last thing I remember of that was the pain of her screaming. Oh god, I hate you, you're not my friend. Those words echoed in my head, and it hurts to think that I betrayed my friend. You didn't, though! Fuck this kid! You're a brat! Like, what the hell? You don't go on and be like, take the blame for me! Like, fucking own up to your own, like, mistakes. God damn it. I hate it when people do that. I don't care how old you are. You gotta teach, especially younger children, to, like, take, their own responsibility to, like, not blame other people and whatever. Just, like, own up to it. Jesus. Sorry, I'm getting triggered for, like, no reason. But I was just telling the truth. Why did it hurt so much? Thinking back, I was usually alone. I had very few friends. I was always trying to outdo what I saw others do. Jungle gyms, monkey bars, swings. Oh yes, I love swings. It was where you would find me the most of the time at school or at the park. I remember kids jumping from the swings, from as high as they could go to see how far they would go. And when they were done, I always felt like I could do better. One day I did. That day, after the kids left, I went over and decided to cop them. But, for some reason, it wasn't enough. I got on that swing and went. As hard as I could. As high as I could. I wanted to fly. I closed my eyes and felt the rush. As I flew up and down, back and forth, the wind rushing past me. That is when it came to me. Well, I don't want to die, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say don't let go. I felt so free, but then I opened my eyes. Everything was moving so fast, I almost lost my grip. As I approached the ground, I set my feet to slow down myself. I got caught on something, scraping my face as I tumbled and rolled away from the swing set. What? I wonder what would happen if I let go. But my parents were freaking out at what just happened. But what I remember after that was the best ice cream of my life that day. Wow. I feel like my childhood was awkward. Still seemed rather normal though. My teenage years on the other hand were scarier. Once I hit puberty, it wasn't angst, anger, and boys. Well, maybe a boy. My teenage years were very memorable. It brought me as far than I expected to reach in high school. I was still not very social, but somehow I managed to get a boyfriend. Everything went by so fast, yet felt slow at the same time. Just a blink and it was all gone. But that day, I could never forget. We hadn't dated long when he invited me to a party. He was only a year older than me, so it wasn't anything special. He was mature. The fuck does that mean? When we arrived, it was different. Not what I remember a party to be. The air was thick, almost unbreathable. Oh my god, is it already blazing this place? Everywhere I looked were kids of all ages. And I mean, there were kids that looked like middle schoolers. They were all kissing, making out, smoking. I was curious and yet disgusted at the same time. Despite knowing it was bad, I wanted to try it. I wanted to fit in. And my curiosity, no sooner do I think that. Then he came back with booze and I think it was a cigarette of some kind. He offered both to me. Personally, I don't smoke or drink, even though I'm like the legal age, and I just don't do it because I don't like it. So I'm gonna refuse them. Fucking whatever. After I refused, I was too good for all of this. People started talking, and I started to get overwhelmed. I needed to step outside for a bit. What do you mean too good for this? What the fuck's wrong with these people? After getting some fresh air, I realized that he never came back to check up on me, which made me a little upset, so I went to find him. And I did. I shouldn't have done that. He was all over another girl. Wow! Fuck this guy! Wow! It was devastating. They were almost half naked, but in the middle of the party, with dozens of people around, how could anyone... He noticed me standing there with mouth gaping open. And the first thing he said, I just couldn't believe it. I thought she was you! Wow! This guy's a fuck. He's a fuck boy. You don't need him. You said you didn't have a girlfriend! I did get some sense of justice when she slapped him. That was it. I walked home. In the cold. By myself. Crying. My mother caught me as I entered the door. And we had a long talk. She told me so many things that made me feel better. About her experiences at my age. But it still made me have trouble ever trusting a guy again. I can't say all my memories were bad, but it never seemed to be good ones that I remember. Shopping with my friends, I did always have a blast. We ate food, got clothes, drooled over cute guys as they walked by. It was always good fun. Until we had a few new people join our small group. We met them one day at the mall. They were way too cool for us. I don't remember how the friendship began, but I know how it all ended. The last time I ever enjoyed shopping, it seemed like a distant memory after what happened. Dark chocolate is my favorite. I was spending all I had on the stash at home. It was running low. After I gathered my hoard, I turned to my new friends and saw them sticking stuff in their pockets. Oh shit, they're stealing! They were signaling me to come over. I didn't know what they were, but I had an idea. Hey, grab a couple of these. My pockets are full. Mine too, hurry up! And don't worry, we do this all the time. I know this is wrong, but it sounded exciting. Something to brag about. A story to tell, even if it's small. That does look tasty. No, fuck you! I'm not stealing! I'm a good person! The next thing I knew, a couple of mall cops come up behind us. We were escorted to some room in the mall. After they lectured us and made a few phone calls, we waited for our parents. I just couldn't believe that this happened. My parents still bring it up even now. And it's not fair. I was banned from the mall for life. The biggest turning point in high school years. But we didn't take anything! It wasn't even about high school. It was about driving. I always wanted to drive. To have the freedom, the speed, ability to get away. Even after my licenses, I was never allowed to use the car. Or so it seemed. I got my chance when I least expected it. A drive to the movie. No, wait. Just me. The fresh air. And movie food. It was just a night I had no one to watch over me. The movie was a double feature of a movie that had been in theaters for a while. So it had been a long night and I was going to love every minute. My bladder didn't agree. I don't want to miss the part of the movie, but I really need to go. And the movie's just getting so good. I was beginning to regret buying the jumbo soda. Now go to the fucking bathroom because of fuck. You don't have to blow your bladder. I couldn't hold it in. I had to go. I jumped out of the car, leaving the door open. Oh no, girl, you left the door open and then someone's gonna steal the car. Ugh. And rushed to the restroom. I hate public restrooms. After washing my hands feeling relieved, I headed back to the car. Now where did I park? I swear it was over here, somewhere. Wait, no. No, it can't be. It's been stolen? From a drive-in? How? This isn't fair. Why me? Why now? Why? After I calmed my head, I headed back to the food stand to use their phone and explain what happened to my dad. He went off the rails. I was irresponsible for leaving the keys in the car, and there were no security cameras at the drive-in. Police never found the car. My dad said the insurance wouldn't cover it. Just another simple choice gone horribly wrong. That's stupid! What? I can't even scratch the surface of my experiences, but some of the biggest things that happen when you have to be an adult. After high school, I was forced. Well, not forced, I was suggested to get a job. Parents are such a pain. Well, it wasn't a bad idea, since I wanted stuff, and that requires money, though it took me weeks and what felt like hundreds of applications. I would work anywhere at this point. Finally, the time came. Just as a waitress, but who am I complaining? It was harder than I thought it would be. But I was pretty, according to all the customers, which got me tips. Really good tips. I mean, it's nice to make tips, but it's also creepy too if it's like creepy old men, you know? I was making more than I ever thought I would, but the weeks went by. It seemed like my cheeks were getting smaller. I tried to bring it up to the owner, my boss, and he just kept brushing me off, saying that I am getting paid for what I work. I told my parents. They told me to keep track of my own time. I wanted to trust my boss, but I kept track anyway. My next check was even lower than before, and my record showed that should have been paid more. Oh, what? A lot more. I brought it to the attention of the boss when I was off, and he responded with all these wild excuses. I tried to fight him on it, demanding my money. You're irreplaceable. Complain again and you're fired. He walked out of the office for a break, which he did 40 times a day. I noticed something after he left. The safe was open, with a bunch of cash. Ooh, I worked hard. I wanted what I earned, and I was gonna take it. Then find another job. Oh my god, take what you're, take more stuff your we can't even choose, like, to, like, not take the money. Like, it really sucks, especially if you're not pay your fucking employees properly, people. I don't know how things work in different countries, but I know, like, where I live, especially if you have union, you can't pay them lower. You'll get fucking sued if you do that. So, because it seems like this job doesn't have any kind of union or anything like that, so this girl's just getting fucked over, and she can't really exactly, like, complain to anyone because no one will, like, take her seriously. But take what you're owed, take more stuff you're I'm gonna say just take what you're owed. I don't want to, like, take too much. I took what I thought was owed to me. Didn't want to steal, but I wanted what was mine. Left my apron and told everyone there I quit. It was enough to get me by. At least while I found a different job, which eventually I did with far better pay, and the great boss. I felt a bit bad, but I don't regret what I did. With all the things in my life, I remember the scariest moment of my life. Met a guy, he asked me out. What a beautiful night, and such a great date. He was charming, romantic, and caring. Everything you would hope for. At the end of the day, he offered me a ride home. I declined. I wanted to walk home on such a great night, but surely into my walk things changed. I saw something off in the distance near the alleyway. Oh my god, no! A kid who was waving his arms at this homeless man? I decided to go do a little investigating to what was going on. Though as I got closer, I saw he had a gun? He was waving a gun around at the man. Is it real? Wait, is he robbing the guy? How dense am I? Of course he was. Hide and call the cops, try to interview. Oh my god! He has a gun though! You don't know if it's real. This is the... I'm gonna call the cops! I stayed back silently and called the police. Tried to make sure I was hidden. I wanted to be far away. I wanted to leave, but I barely could dial a phone, let alone run. While on the phone with the police, I watched as the poor guy cowered in fear, but still refused to give what little he had. This seemed to piss off the kid even more. Suddenly, the homeless man jumped at his attacker. Oh my god, he shot him! My heart stopped, watching the homeless man's body fall onto the floor. His shooter rummaged through his body, then ran off. I dropped my phone with the 911 on the line. Ran to him as fast as I could. There was no point. Lifeless. Motionless. He was dead. Could I have done something? As everyone was running around, I couldn't keep track of anything. Just stood there motionless as the sirens and lights surrounded me. I was questioned for a while about the description of the shooter, but to only find out that my memory couldn't recall anything but a vague description. All that was crossing my mind, that image was burned into me. It took me weeks to recover, and I still haven't gotten over it. I imagine you wouldn't, and okay, fucking be real honest with you guys, like, I wouldn't, like, jump in front of, like, the guy or, like, try to stop the guy with the gun, because, again, you don't, at this point, this person didn't even know if the gun was real or not. As fucked up as it is, like, it's messed up to think, like, if she stopped him, she could have died too. My parents described me as completely inconsolable. I felt like I could have saved him. I can't escape how much trouble I feel like I have caused everyone. Mostly my parents. Being an adult has never made me want to be a kid again. Every day you wish you could go be careless and irresponsible again. That's it. Screw being an adult. I went to get drunk. I mean, everyone did not care what gender. What? One guy offered to buy me a drink. I was not going to pass that up, which was unknowingly one of the worst decisions of my life. Oh my god, this person! I feel so bad! Something was wrong. I was not okay after that drink. Everything started to feel weird. Think I was drugged. The night just got worse from there. He got me into a cab heading somewhere. I was not in control of myself. I wanted everything, but wanted to get away at the same time. My brain made me relive all the bad experiences. All at once I was shutting down, and being drugged didn't make it better. Next thing I could recall is that he was touching me. Oh god! Oh! Fuck you! It all changed. Wished I was good and did everything right. Couldn't move. Couldn't scream. Couldn't fight back. This is all my fault. Somebody save me. The cab driver. Barely after we started moving, he slammed on the brakes, looked back and asked me if I was okay. I could barely shake my head. Apparently it was enough. The cab driver busted out of his door and ripped the guy from— Thank you! Yes! This guy, thank God he did something. And ripped the guy out of the back. Punched him out cold in one shot. The cab driver, I have no idea what he looked like. And it didn't matter. He saved me from the horrible experience. Before I passed out, he managed to find out where I wanted to go, with the barely audible voice I had. Home? He took out my phone and called my parents. I couldn't stop him even if I wanted to. My parents met him at my house and they helped me inside. I instantly fell asleep and then woke up alone. I started crying and I couldn't stop. If it wasn't for that driver, my dad called and lectured me on my poor decision making. What the fuck, Dad? Like, yeah, probably she made a bad mistake of, like, going drinking and accepting drinks from, like, random people, but, like, don't fucking ridicule this person. Like, it's not their fault they got assaulted. Fuck the dad. And that I should have been more careful. I hung up and continued to cry until I fell asleep again. Fuck the dad. I fucking hate him. I don't like him. I love my parents. They have taken such good care of me. No, they haven't! Especially your dad, the hell! Through everything. I can't ever thank them enough. But that is when it all happened. When everything changed. It had to have been years now. It is hard to keep count like this. What happened? Just a normal day coming home from work. Nothing special. I lived close enough to walk home every day. Only a few blocks, occasionally pick up a coffee. Waiting. The sign changes to walk. I started crossing. About halfway into the street. Oh no! She got hit! What the fuck? This person is like going through much shit! Since the accident, I have been in a coma. But I can hear everything. Every word the doctors have said. Every single thing my parents fought about. I wish I could tell them one last time. I'm so sorry for what I put them through. My parents are still fighting. It's all about money. Me being a burden. And that they can't afford to get the care I need. Even the doctors are saying that I won't be coming out of this. And at this point, I don't think I want to anymore. But it's not like I have a choice. And I can hear them. I don't get one now. They are coming. If I had one wish, I want to tell them thank you. And that I love you both. So... Oh no! What the fuck? That's so sad! Bad end. Great! I got the bad ending! Dude, what? That's so sad. She went through all this shit, and then she dies. And then you can hear, and she's in a coma, so she can overhear her parents saying that she's a burden, even though it's not her fault. Like, what? That was actually really horrible. I know there's multiple endings to this game, so if you guys want to check out the game yourself, there's a link in the description. and you can try it out and get the other endings, but god damn it, that's really sad. I don't... Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the companions. And if you would like to support the channel on Patreon, there's a link in the description as well. Get early access to videos for Patreon only, the Discord server to come talk to me, and a bunch of other stuff as well. And if you would like to support the channel another way, you can check out my store as well. Okay, so that was really depressing, and I'm gonna go be sad now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Also, what? Oh my god! Oh god! Oh my gosh, she moves her hands from my thigh.